Mike, first and foremost, welcome to the club. It's been a busy whirlwind few days, I'd imagine, for you personally.
Yeah, certainly has. Thank you, first and foremost. But yeah, like I say, I'm in now. Had my first session, everything's settling down, and really happy to be here.
You have had that session with the players, and what kind of response did you get? What kind of vibe did you get from meeting the players for the first time?
Really good, yeah, really pleased. Like I say, it's a difficult time in football, obviously, when change happens so quickly. People react in different ways, and it is difficult to embrace something new. But the lads were fantastic. Really open, really receptive. The first session, it's about drip feeding. Not overloading, but ultimately we've got a lot to get into them. So I said to them that we are going to be giving you a lot of information today, but really streamline it before the game, simplify it. 3 games in a week, so there's going to be a lot of opportunities for players.
It's a really interesting scenario, isn't it? Manager and his coaching staff come in and are placed in front of 20, 30 players sometimes, and it takes a bit of time to get to know each player individually and know their strengths and weaknesses. But I presume even on the first day, even in your first coaching session, you're keeping an eye out for bits and pieces in and around the squad.
100%, yeah. Like you say, because it was so quick, obviously, everything was focused at Gateshead. We had Chesterfield this weekend, that's all the focus is around that, and now it's completely changed. And that's how dynamic football can be. It's exciting, and it creates its own challenges, but something that, me and my staff want to embrace, and we're looking forward to.
One of the things that's constantly been mentioned since your announcement was style of play. Those are the 3 words, I think. And that wonderful goal that's been circulated quite a lot on social media at Gateshead. Style of play, important to you? A big part of who you are as a head coach manager?
Well, yes, yeah. I think first and foremost it is. I think it's all about winning, but as well it's about how you do it and how you go about it. Ultimately, I think it's just a byproduct of the best way we believe to go about winning a game. So it's not something we focus on for the sake of focusing on having a good identity. It's we want to disrupt the back line. And like I said, I was fortunate enough to work with some fantastic players at Gateshead, really open and receptive. It took a little bit of time, there was a bit of pain in the build up and getting to there, but it's learning. And like I say, for me coming in here, it's a fantastic opportunity. Again, what really appealed, I feel like it's really good people and an incredible project, and those are the 2 things that I really want to invest in. Looking to do what we've done on a bigger scale.
It's interesting, isn't it, because you say winning is first and foremost, because it kind of has to be, really, winning games, and that's a bit of pressure that MK Dons are under at the moment to win football matches. Yeah, exactly. I've been in the game a long time. I've had plenty of experiences in that. Obviously, the outcome is important. I think winning covers a multitude of issues and problems, so it's always nice. But for me, the most important thing is to really get a message across, and that's the main focus. As well as there's so much going on. It's a whirlwind. Really, it's just about getting onto the training field, crystallising everything we can as clear as possible, and then we take everything else as it comes. Can people get hung up on style of play? Can people get kind of hung up a little bit on that? I'm not necessarily saying you and your coaching stuff. I'm talking for people from the outside looking in. Style of play, where there are a lot more elements to, as you're outlining right now, to what you and your coaching staff have to do than style of play. Potentially. I think that there's so many ways of winning a football match, and I think that's why that football is so diverse, so exciting. There's so many elements that go into winning a football game. The main thing I believe is relationships and giving people good feelings to go out there and want to play, and then on top of that, there's so much detail that goes into that. But yeah, I think everybody has got their way that they like to see their team, and I think the fundamentals is just players that care, players that want to run, players with intensity and passion, and then on top of that, the outcome it's uncontrollable. So we try and control everything we can, which is the preparation, which we're doing now. You've probably walked into a club, and you'll be fully aware of this, where there's a slight disconnect between fans and club to a certain extent. The fans are dissatisfied. I wouldn't say toxic, but it's as close to toxic as I've ever known covering this club in the time that I have. I suppose that's something else that you've got to be mindful of as well, and rekindle that relationship between players, fans, club, fans.
Yeah, I think it's really important.
the fans are the club first and foremost. They've been here a long time and they'll be here a long time after us. So for us, I'm grateful to be given the opportunity to try and help and guide the football club and the team. But yeah, we want to do everything we can to to get the fans on board, to buy in. They make a difference on a Saturday, and it's important. Again, it's a community-based club, and that's I've come from a community-based club, and that was really important to ourselves. And you see the difference. And I think sometimes fans come and want to rant. They want to just get it off their chest. It's an element of escapism for them. So as professionals, you understand that. Take it. I think the longer you've been in the game, the thicker your skin gets, and you can see directly into their real soul and desire. They just want to win, and I can appreciate that.
You've got a good squad, Mike. It's a good squad at this level. It's a very good squad.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I've been doing everything I can to watch as many hours as I can. It's a big squad, so it's a lot of options, which is strength and depth. But yeah, for me, first and foremost is getting to know the lads, getting what we can, crystallise Friday session. They're off today, and then we all focus on Accrington, which will be a tough game.
What about some of the younger players around Milton Keynes Dons? Will they be given their opportunity as well going forward?
Listen, everyone will be given an opportunity. We obviously know it's a blend and it's a balance. We really want to develop players. That's the one thing that me and my staff want to do. Even senior players, we want to see what we can add to them as people and as players. But of course, we've got loads of games coming up. It's an exciting opportunity for ourselves. We've got a way of playing which demands intensity and energy and running, and I think that will really suit a lot of the lads there.
You had a long trip down from Gateshead. You've got a long trip on Saturday back north to Accrington for the next game. There's not a lot of time to prepare for that, is there? So I suppose to a certain extent you can put things in place, as you've said, with what you've done so far. But the players have got to get on with it on Saturday to a certain extent. Yeah.
So yesterday was just giving them a real overview and trying to explain us. But time gives the real context and our habits and our behaviours. That is what how they'll learn. So yeah, really quick turnaround. So for us, again, it's simplifying the message. We can only prepare and go into the game with what attention we've got. Obviously, it's ultimately up to the players when they're on the pitch, but we'll do everything we can to support them. Obviously, yeah, daunting prospect at first, having 3 games, not limited time to get on the training field. But on the flip side, plenty of opportunity for lads. So it's what it is. So it's ideal.
And plenty of opportunity for you to see what they can do as well, isn't it?
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. You can see a certain amount on the training field, but really in the heat of the battle, when there is pressure, and again, if it's not the perfect moment, then you've got to see that character, and I want to see personalities come to the fore.
And just one more from me, Mike. Just going back to the fans, and I don't want to dwell on that because hopefully this is a move forward for the club and everyone involved. Do you have a message for the fans? Do you have anything you want us to say to the fans ahead of your tenure here at MK Dons?
It's just simple, really. What I want them to see is just good, honest people working extremely hard to do everything they can. We'll do everything we can in terms of our preparation, and then when it's on the field, the outcome can be uncontrollable, but we can guarantee certain elements and what we bring. So it's about all getting together, and that's what really. When I had the phone call, it was a case of everything can be aligned. Okay, it might not be at the moment. That's for me to come in and feel it out and get a sense for it, but it really can. So the fans, to the chairman, to Liam, to myself, to all the lads, be really aligned, and then when we are aligned, and that's when it will become a force.
Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
I feel, I think an awful lot of people will feel that there's a confidence issue in the squad. When they make mistakes, heads drop and things sort of start to snowball. How do you sort of change the mentality of players? Is it a case of you just come in and say, look, clean slate, you've done nothing wrong for me, so to speak, and let them play out, or do you sit them down and chat to them, build them up? What's your process?
The process is to give them as much information as we can, and then take as much fear away as possible. So the boys have to go out there and play with bravery and courage, and that can be a daunting prospect, when things aren't going too well. But for me, it's about getting them to understand, look, the outcome is always on me. It's always going to be on the head coach, the manager. So that's absolutely fine. we're asking you to do these things, and if they're not there straight away, instantly, we'll work with you, and that's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's the ceiling, it's the maximising, and I don't think it will be there instantly. But what I want them to understand is the process that we want to build here isn't going to change. So it's only going to increase and improve. So to play with that bravery is really important. And if they do make a mistake, then that's on me.
You mentioned that it was a whirlwind. How tough a decision was it? Because it's as Luke mentioned, it's a long way from where you've called home for such a long time, and it's a job that is a tough one, but an attractive one. How tough was it to make your decision to come here?
Yeah, I mean, it was mixed emotion, like you say, because my coaching career began at Gateshead, and we've had some incredible memories. Every season's been a fantastic season and loads of experiences. But yeah, we see the opportunity here, and how big the club is, and what platform it is, and again, just to say it's about the people as well. So for me, I've had opportunities to leave in the past, and I haven't felt it was right, and I felt it was right at this one. So I feel as though it's the right moment. Again, always difficult mid-season. I appreciate that, but sometimes it's not perfect timing for everyone. But you make the best of it, and that's what we'll do.
The gap between the National League and League Two and League One, we've seen, especially last season, what happened with those two clubs, especially one club. What's in your opinion, is that gap now even tinier than ever before, isn't it, in terms of those two leagues?
Yeah, the National League's been improving for many years. It really has. Obviously, the money's been filtering down, new owners coming in. It really glamorises everything. And yeah, we've had the Wrexhams, the Notts Counties, the Chesterfields, but then the bulk of the clubs in the National League, your Barnets and your Dagenhams, and these are all Football League clubs. It's so there's a small diversity now. Because there's one or two part-time clubs there, but really, the standard, and like you say, the clubs that have been promoted, they're really going again and going well. So the difference between it is not massive to the top echelons. So for me, I'm looking forward to that. And last year playing against the Notts Counties and the Chesterfields, like I say, that's going to be week on week now, and that's what's exciting.
In terms of what happened last Saturday here at the stadium, those last 6 minutes, there's a lot to do, as you've alluded to, and we've seen that many times before, especially in the last year and a half. What happened last Saturday? Will you be focusing on that back line, because obviously your experience is there in your playing career as well? Is that almost your immediate focus and attention on there?
It hugely. Coming in, it's obviously everything's got to be done on a solid base, but the way we want to play is we want to defend as little as possible. So if we can have the ball, then we do minimal defending, so it becomes a different type of defending. Obviously the physicality that the lads are going to have to put up with, especially on Saturday, is going to be there, and we expect the first and second contacts to be real difficult, but it's the connection, it's the structure, and then when we get the ball, how can we use the ball, and then the defending in possession becomes slightly different. So you have to be connected, you have to be ready for the transition, you have to be close. It's not so much just defending your 18-yard box from long balls. We want to try and be on the front foot and try and dominate territory. So of course it's not a case of centre half comes in and we'll just work on defend. It's a case of, right, this is how we want to attack, and then this is ultimately we'll try and defend in these areas, jumping on the transitions, getting the ball back as fast as we possibly can to build again.
Just on the personal side of the logistics of life as a football manager and coach, what's this week been like, and your family, and what's that been like for you in terms of those conversations? What are you doing in the short term in terms of travelling yourself, and give us a little bit of an insight to that?
Yeah, well, I mean, an insight into my career is I'm lucky enough to be weathered to that. So I was a 17-year-old kid in Torquay. 2 days later, I was in Southampton. Completely felt alien to me. Gordon Strachan being the manager, that was a baptism of fire walking in there. Hugely good, big character. And then down, I was at Portsmouth at the time.
my house in Windsor was just about a week away from finalising, and that night I got a phone call and I was in Newcastle signing, doing my medical at 7 o'clock in the morning. So like I say, I know it is hard, but my wife's fantastic. She's really supportive. We've still got a house in Windsor, the first one we bought together. So the logistics are something that will work themselves out. Like I say, for me, the opportunities here. I want to come in. I want to get my teeth into it. I want to really maximise every opportunity I've got here, and my family will work it out. And whether it is coming back to Windsor or not, that's time will tell.
Mike, welcome to Milton Keynes. Welcome to the club. It's a unique city. It's a unique place, and a very unique football club. Are you ready for everything that comes with being the Dons manager? I imagine now you maybe have a few conversations with the chairman and maybe the likes of Dean Lewington as well.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, time will tell. I'm somebody that loves a challenge, loves a test. The bigger the test, and the more that it scares you, the more it makes me want to do it. So for me, I've got a good understanding of the football club and the people, and the guys, but challenges that are coming in the future, I'm just ready and willing and open. So again, we've got specific things that non-negotiables. We come in and this is how we want to see it, because this is who we are as people and who we are as a football team and what I want to see. But then there's areas where I'm here to grow and learn as a person and as a player and a manager. Player manager I was at Gateshead, so yeah, as a manager.
Not a player manager anymore.
No.
Fair enough.
Hung the boots up.
For better or for worse, there's no shying away from it, Mike. The club have made 3 permanent appointments in the last 12 months or so that haven't worked out. Three managers, in a short space of time. You say you're not afraid of the challenge. That is a bit of a challenge at the moment, isn't it?
Football's unforgiving. I think the industry is unforgiving. Like you say, in anything, the more competitive you get, the more ruthless it becomes. I appreciate that, but I can only talk about me here now, my time. I'm excited. I'm really happy to be here, and I know there's a challenge there, but it's something that I'm really looking forward to. And I think with the ingredients that are already here, the foundations, because it might not be the greatest moment, but it's a fantastic structure and a real good foundation to be successful. And we'll just work as hard as we can to make that come to fruition.
And just finally on the weekend, I know you've only been here a short period of time, but it would be a hell of a reaction from the players if they could get a result in an away game as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. It is. It's watched them, and they're very energetic, very, very physical, and obviously the manager hugely experienced and knows how to win games, and that's the ingredients that we need. So for me, what we control is the session on Friday. Is just to get so much clarity as much as we can, and it be crystal clear, and then results are the outcome of good preparation. So we'll do everything we can, and if we can get the result, then fantastic. It's something that gives us that boost. But if not, we'll be looking at more than just a result.
Thanks, guys.